everybody, welcome back to Renee and Baby. So happy to have you here with us today. Today we're going to be talking about epidurals. Today we're going to be talking about my experience with my epidural when I had my first son, Shaquille Jr. When I went into labor, I was very nervous because I didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to have an epidural or not. When I talked to my anesthesiologist before going into labor, while I was pregnant and going to my weekly appointments by then, he told me he didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to get an epidural or not because I had back surgery and I had scar tissue around my L4 and 5. So he didn't know whether or not he was going to be able to administer the epidural to me and whether or not it would take effect when it was supposed to and to its full potential. Luckily, when I went into labor and I got to the point where when I needed my epidural, my anesthesiologist was super nice and he came in and it worked. I didn't have a bad experience at all. I had a great experience with my epidural. I got my epidural around 5 p.m. I believe it was around 5. I had my baby at 7. So I was only running on epidural for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. And it fully wore off to where I could get up, walk around, go to the restroom and everything at I believe 3 or 4 in the morning. So it didn't take a long time, but it took a while after I had the baby for me, which of course I didn't really want to get up and go anywhere after I had the baby. So it wasn't really a big problem for the epidural to have not worn off for a few hours after I had the baby. I was completely numb, both legs, waist down. Some women have a problem where the epidural will only take half of their lower part of the body, and some women have the problem where it'll partially numb to where it takes over the whole half of the body, but they can still feel a little bit. I was completely numb. I couldn't feel a thing. Like, it was to the point where when my legs were up, the nurse let go of my leg and it plopped down. It was so embarrassing because I'm just looking at my leg like I can't pick it up. Like, can y'all get my leg?
Flopping around everywhere.
Because I could not do anything with it. It literally just bloop. Like, I had no control over anything, and I didn't feel it. I could just see it. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't feel the baby coming out. So I was able to actually fully enjoy the experience and embrace the whole moment without having to focus on the pain or the contractions or the ring of fire or any of that. I didn't have to focus on any of it, which I'm so grateful to have been able to get in that epidural. I did a lot of research before and I was really scared about my baby coming out and being really sleepy because I got an epidural. So I would like to say, do your research before you go to the hospital, whether you think you're going to get an epidural or whether you think you're not going to, because you never know what's going to happen until you get to the hospital and you're in labor and you're actually going through the experience. You can say, oh, I'm going to get an epidural, and then change your mind and say, this pain isn't what I thought it was going to be. I'm going to try to go natural. And then you could say, oh, I want to go natural, and then get there and be like, whoa, I was not expecting this, and you want an epidural. So it really just, you know, you want to make sure that you do your research and you know the pros and the cons of both, and you're prepared to do the natural way versus epidural. My experience with my anesthesiologist and getting my epidural administered was beautiful. I was in a lot of pain to the point where I wanted to cry. I didn't, but I wanted to cry. And he came and he let me know every step of the way what he was doing. He gave me breaks because I was still contracting a lot. Like, I was contracting every, I think, 30 seconds or something like that. They were very close together, and he was watching the contraction monitor as well. He was like, okay, I see, because I stopped talking. I was like, ah. So he made me bend over like this. He made me get as close as I could to my belly and crouch over so that he had full spinal view, because that's something you don't want to play with. Your spinal cord it controls every part of your body. You do not want to play with your spinal cord. So if you're having a contraction, please let your anesthesiologist know so that he or she can stop and give it a break while you contract, and then once you start breathing, then they can hurry up and get it going. So the nurse held me down, not held me down, but she helped me stay calm. Wow, he rubbed my back with a cleanser, he cleaned it, and then he stuck the needle in, and he told me that it was going to be a burning sensation. That it was. Just really the only thing that I really remember is the burning sensation. It wasn't a bad pain. I'm scared to death of needles, like scared to death of needles. Like I cry for IVs and shots. I can't stand needles. So I was very, very scared of getting the epidural, and it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as bad. So I'm super happy that I did get it, and I hope you moms learn from my experience. I didn't have any bad back pain or any pain afterwards at all. Some women have side effects. I didn't have any. Some women get headaches, back pain, tingling legs. It's a lot of different side effects, and I didn't get any, luckily. I hope this video of me sharing my personal experience with epidurals, I hope it helped you all, and that you all can learn a little bit from it, and maybe it'll help you all make a decision whether or not you want to get an epidural or not. Thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time for another video.